So, welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us to hear about the opportunity to make money and have fun with our pleasure party company, Naughty Cocktail Parties. My name is Jan Mostu, and I am super excited to introduce you to this amazing little company with a big heart. If you are a guest, put your first and last name and the word guest in the chat, and also tell us where you're from and who invited you. So I have another question for all of you guys, whether you're a consultant or not. Have you ever been in a direct sales company before? And have you ever sold sensual products before? If so, tell us which companies. I can tell you I've been with Passion Parties, Pure Romance, and now Naughty Cocktail Parties myself. Tabby, were you ever with another direct sales company?
I was with 31 Avocare, Park Lane Jewelry, Naughty Cocktail Parties, and I've been around since the inception.
Good for you. Okay, so we love our little company, Naughty Cocktail Parties at NCP. The consultants, the leaders in the corporate office all work together to grow and improve this company every single day. I refer to it as little because I've worked with companies as big as 30,000 consultants. And right now we only have about 350 consultants trying to cover all over the United States. And needless to say, that 350 is not really going to cover all of the United States. So we need consultants everywhere. There isn't a place that we don't need consultants. We're the opposite of saturated. We are desperately in need of consultants because we get party leads weekly and we can't always cover the party lead because we just don't have the consultant close enough to go do that party. So we need more consultants, and the interest in home parties is absolutely exploding. But really, right now, the best person to tell you about our company, Naughty Cocktail Parties, is the right-hand assistant to our CEO, who's been there since the inception. The CEO is Dalton Grady, and Tabitha Polly is here to tell you all about Naughty Cocktail Parties.
And that's me. So Dalton started in the direct sales industry just over 12 years ago, the same way that many of you did. He signed up as a consultant for another company, and he was booking parties, he was meeting people, he was building relationships, and he was really just living the party life. Like many consultants, he was looking for a way to earn money, but also for something bigger, something that allowed people, men and women, to feel empowered, to feel confident, and to be comfortable in their own skin. Then something happened that completely changed his path. The company that he was working for was acquired by another adult toy company. And with that change came a rule that he was no longer allowed to actually sell within that organization. Dalton was offered a corporate job instead, and he was told that he could no longer be the face of the brand or sell directly to customers. The problem was that Dalton had a full weekend of parties already booked for the next weekend. Suddenly, he's standing at a crossroads, and some of his uplines decided that they were going to move to another company. And they reached out to him, and out of necessity, not panic, he pivoted and he joined that company, and he worked hard, and he did become one of their top selling consultants. But for him, something felt off. He couldn't quite name it at the time, but he knew something was missing. He wanted more control over the experience of his consultants. He wanted to choose the products that he felt would suit his customers. He wanted quality without inflated pricing. And most of all, he wanted to build something that actually served his customers. And that's the moment that Naughty Cocktail Parties was born. Not the Naughty Cocktail Parties that you see today, but the first version of an idea, basically a spark, a very real belief that this industry could be done better. Dalton wanted to sell quality products at affordable prices, but he also wanted to create personal, elevated experiences that just felt fun instead of awkward, that felt inclusive instead of limiting, and flexible enough to be able to grow with real people and his customers. Fast forward to 2016, and Dalton received a phone call that actually changed everything. A woman in New Jersey actually wanted to join Naughty Cocktail Parties, and at that time, he didn't have a big corporate structure. He didn't have a massive home office team. He didn't even know exactly how any of that would work, but he said yes. And then he decided to figure it out once it started. And that's one of our core beliefs that still guides us today, that Naughty Cocktail Parties was built by a consultant for the consultants. And over the years, Dalton has built a strong, loyal base of consultants slowly and intentionally. And then came the moment that really changed the trajectory of Naughty Cocktail Parties, is when Jan and her team, Hillary and Sherry, they all reached out to Naughty Cocktail Parties and they wanted to know what was setting us apart. At that time, we were setting at 42 consultants. And when I say we weren't ready for Jane and her team, we weren't ready, but in the best possible way. Because basically what followed is growth, momentum, and the realization that this company was becoming something much bigger than we had ever imagined. And at this point, you're probably wondering who I am. As Jan mentioned, Dalton will tell you that I'm his right-hand lady, and that's pretty accurate. I basically have my fingers in everything and every aspect of Naughty Cocktail Parties, operations, system plannings, problem solving, text messaging. If it touches the company, I'm usually involved in it. And then if I'm the right hand, then we have Brandon, who's going to be the left hand, and he focuses mainly and more heavily on production and making for sure that the products that we sell are made with consistency and care. We do make a lot of our products in-house. And so we do also, speaking in-house, we have an in-house graphic designer. Her name is Megan. And then we do have a couple other people who we sprinkle in every now and then. So you'll see that we're a very small, intimate team, but we work hard to get the job done. When Dalton first started Naughty Cocktail Parties, he actually ran it out of his spare bedroom closet. And now today we're operating out of one facility that houses not only our production, our shipping, our receiving, we're all under one roof. And that matters. Basically, because when you join Naughty Cocktail Parties, you're not just joining a compensation plan or a catalog. You're getting a home office team that we genuinely care about your success, and we show up every day to support you. So that's the heart behind Naughty Cocktail Parties.
That sounds great. Okay. All right. Very good. All right. So thank you, Tabitha. My name is Jan, as I said before, and I've been selling sensual products for over 30 years through in-home parties. But I'm not alone. A lot of the leaders have been in this industry for a while. So you're surrounded by experts who really want to see you succeed when you start with us. We know you are here because you're curious. We know you're toying with it, thinking about it. You might want to just find a way to find a new community or to be part of something bigger, or maybe you want to make some new friends, or maybe you've been in this industry before and you're thinking about revisiting it, or maybe you want to promote sexual wellness. But no matter what, you probably would like to make some extra money. Let's be real. That's usually the reason that most people look at these direct sales side gigs. And in today's world, people are stretching their money to survive on a monthly basis. So I want to tell you that it is still, on average, a $500 party throughout the United States. That's the average sales of a party. And that's been the case for quite a while. And it's pretty much still the same way. That's not to say you can't go to a party and have it be $1,000 in sales party, or $2,000, or another party might be $250. Of course, there's always going to be all this up and down. But the average, when you average it all up, is $500. And the reason that is significant is to tell you that you, as a consultant, should profit about $200 on that average party. And the party takes only about 2.5 to 3 hours. And so if you think of it that way, that for 2.5, 3 hours, you can pretty much feel solid that you're going to make $200 or more. And then you want to really add some significant money to your household, just do one party a week, and that's $800 more for your household. And I know $800 is significant these days. $800 can be your rent. It's a big deal. And so The thing about this type of business is it's your choice. It's not our choice. You are a self-employed boss. And so it's your choice whether you want to do one party or you want to do multiple parties in a month. I'm just telling you that you can at some point bank on the money by doing as many that you choose to do. So $800 if you did one party a week is a game changer. And unlike with other industries, the pleasure party business is thriving. People are celebrating bachelorette parties, birthday parties, divorce parties, housewarmings, all kinds of things with us. And also after the last few years since the pandemic, women are pretty desperate to connect and laugh and have fun together. And we help make that happen. And just speaking from myself, the guests at parties are so incredibly grateful. They're grateful to the hostess as well as the consultant. But I know not everyone wants to do in-home parties. Some of you are all about social media or TikTok, whatever you got going on. So with NCP, you design your own style. And in the chat, you can let me know if you're thinking about doing in-home parties or you're thinking about doing some sort of online sales only, or maybe you're doing a combination. The thing to know is that most consultants who've been around the block, meaning seasoned consultants, they usually do a combination. They know that an in-home party is actually less effort. It sounds like it would be more effort, but it's actually less effort to get a bigger chunk of sales. But they also want to keep building their base of customers. And the way to do that often is through social media. So they're doing two different marketing styles to build the business, to create something big for themselves. So how to get started? Starting is simple. You purchase a kit, and the kits are on sale right now. Or you can start with our quick start program, which I'll explain in a minute. So once you're in, then you're immediately a consultant and you have a 40% buying discount, and that is instant profit. Also, you can earn sales bonuses, an additional 5% to 10% of your sales in cash monthly. So let's say you do enough parties that you sell $2,000 a month. So not only do you earn the 40% of your sales, but you also receive another bonus of $100 just sent to you through whatever method you want to receive your funds from Naughty Cocktail Parties. And then lastly, there are leadership bonuses. You can build a team and earn commissions on their sales monthly. And just so you know, we offer a supportive team atmosphere. It's our experience that the team version of selling structure works the best. People want to feel supported. They want to know who's going to answer their questions and who's going to cheerlead for them. We offer a supportive team atmosphere that comes with a Facebook group and monthly Zoom meetings and periodic contests. And we also do fun little things with the team where we have a party on Zoom where you can invite your guests, your friends, as a consultant to, and let a seasoned consultant explain the products. But yet that seasoned consultant's going to turn your guests right back to you to actually take the order. But let's say you just want to be a hobbyist, no problem. You get a website. You can ship orders directly to your customers yourself if you want from your back office, but also you get a website that you can just promote, and Naughty Cocktails parties will ship directly to your customers. And here's a really important piece. There is no monthly sales minimum. No monthly sales minimum at all. It only costs $15.95 a month to keep your site, your website, to keep your buying discount, and to keep what we refer to as your back office, which is your secret consultant area. You can order at your discount. And $15.95 is basically the profit of selling one bottle of our arousal oil, and our arousal oil is the cream of the crop in our products. So it's very easy to keep your consultancy going. Don't worry, it's not a minimum sales. It's just paying $15.95. Basically, for the price of Netflix, you own a business. You have a real business. I wanted to tell you a little bit about my personal experience in this industry. Like I said, I've been selling for 30 years and I have been with 3 different companies. And I left always because of whatever was going on with the company. It wasn't necessarily my choice. I believed in this industry and I still believe in this industry. I was with Passion Parties for 20 years, then I was with Pure Romance for 8 years, and now I've been with Naughty Cocktail Parties for about 2.5 years, I think. Naughty Cocktail Parties seems to have taken the best of what the others had to offer and then left what wasn't great behind. And so with Naughty Cocktail Parties, it really truly is a family atmosphere. And in any of these types of businesses, I don't care what you're selling in these direct sales types of business, it's really important to not feel like a number. It's really important to know who's there to help you, answer your questions, and to actually know that you have some sort of access to the corporate office themselves and not only relying on the leader. So because we're small, you have the benefit of all of that. Plus, this particular corporate office works very closely with its leaders and consultants. So as a result, we do have a lot more input in terms of what is the best next product to look into, what might be something that we could create to make our own and to not have to rely on something purchased from another company somewhere. We make it and it belongs to us and you can't find it on Amazon. And also just the friendliness. I would say Naughty Cocktail Parties overall is just a friendly atmosphere. It's not rule driven, thank goodness. So you're starting at a ground level company that's friendly, that wants to help you succeed, wants you to create your entrepreneurial experience in a successful way. So everything is geared towards you to feel good while you're building this business. And that's huge because, like I said, I've been around the block and that's not guaranteed with every company. So I highly recommend Naughty Cocktail Parties. Obviously, it's one of those situations, all of these companies are the type of situation is what you put in is what you get out. So you can't just sit back and say, hey, where is everybody? Where's my customers? You do actually have to promote your business, but you are surrounded by people who are not only will give you advice, but also are curious to know what you're doing because you know what? You might come up with a concept that we've never heard of. And it's not that we're all the all-knowing here. We're happy to hear about some new consultant trying something new. We want to hear from you. So it's a really good atmosphere. I highly recommend it for that reason. Okay, so let me tell you about the kits special. Let me tell you about the kits themselves. So we have 3 kits, and the first kit is the standard kit. And right now, the standard kit is on sale for $89. And it's a value of, $362. And it's a great little starter kit. So $89, you can start, and it's perfect to start as a pop your box. Now, whether you're popping your box online, you're doing a Zoom or you're doing a Facebook Live or something like that, you can pop your box that way. But you can also do a pop your box party with 2 or 3 friends. The thing about a pop your box party is nobody expects you to be doing this professional presentation. You're just literally opening the box and going, wow, look at this. So that's a good way to start with that kit. And I believe there's about 6 items in the kit. The second kit is your deluxe kit, and it's on sale for $179. And it's a value of $527. So for $179, you're getting $527, and it's 13 products to demo. And these 13 products were picked as well-rounded, and so you know that you can go out and do a party. We're going to give you a couple of games to add to that party to fluff it up a bit, but you can take that deluxe kit and go do a party with it, or have your own in-home party if you want, or do it online. And then the last kit is the premium kit. It's $359, and it's a value of $1,092. And now this is for the go big or go home person. And I will tell you, this is a party. It's 23 items. At my parties, I show about 24 items. So this is a party. You do not need to add to it. You do not need to purchase anything further. It comes with a super cute branded tote bag. You're just gonna get it together, march off and do your first party, or once again, you can do your own party. And by the way, if you do your own party, then you're not giving out any hostess benefit, because you are both the hostess and the consultant. And anyway, you've got it all right there, and then you can order it, whether you use your public website to place their orders or whether you do it in your back office. Either way, that's something for you to discuss after you signed up. If I were going to start personally, I would try to start with that kit. We do offer Sezzle. Sezzle is where it divides it up into 4 payments. If you just choose to do something like a Sezzle with the premium kit or the deluxe kit because you want the payments divided up, if I were you, I would do my own first party and I would schedule it before the end of those Sezzle payments, so I would know that I would have some profit to continue to pay those 4 payments. Anyway, I'm going to add that one of the most unique pieces of Naughty Cocktail Parties that Tabby alluded to, but she didn't really go into, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail, but Naughty Cocktail Parties makes their own liquid line. Almost all the liquid line, not everything, but almost all the liquid line is created by Naughty Cocktail Parties, which is huge. Because like I said, I keep repeating this. I've been with 2 other companies, and it is huge to have your own formulas, so you're not competing with anybody else in the products that you sell. And a lot of similar products are sold in the arena of sensual party plans, such as arousal oil. I'll use that as an example. But our arousal oil is essential oils. The essential oils that are used are organic. It's a big deal. And I have been selling like a sexual enhancement clitoral stimulating product for 30 years, multiple kinds, creams, oils, gels, all kinds of things. And this one works the best on most of the women, whereas I cannot say that about every single other one that I've sold. And it's the most natural of all of them that I sold. So it's things like that make us unique, because we know what went into it. And we can even say to the CEO, hey, we really wish that you would add pheromones in the XYZ, or if you add caffeine in the XYZ. We have a say in information like that. And as a seller, you want to have as many selling points as you can for every single product. Okay, so let me tell you really quick about the Quick Start program, because I mentioned it. The Quick Start program is when you start without a kit. You pay $29 to join, and what you get is you get your website, your back office, and your buying discount. You do not have a kit. You do not have product to show. You will get sent a little packet with a couple of catalogs and some samples, but just understand that you are a full consultant. There's no benefit that you're missing as a consultant. You're a Quick Start consultant. It's just the same as every other consultant. You got 40% buying discount. You get the bonuses, all of those things. I just want you to know that you're starting without any product to show. And so it gets a little tricky, but I do have some successful Quick Start program starters who are very good at being innovative. I can think of a few of them that started that way and just kept on and gradually added to her party kit, and eventually she was out doing parties. I will also tell you that if you do start with a Quick Start program, you still can purchase a kit within your first 60 days. So let's say you choose to do that, you can still within your first 60 days get a premium, a deluxe, or a standard kit. All right. Tabby, before I end this, is there anything specific that you want to say?
I don't think so. I think we've covered everything.
Once again, I just want to close by saying we aren't a cookie cutter company. Our goal is to always stay innovative, affordable, and to always stay family style. You aren't just a number here. You are a valued team member. So I hope that we're going to see new consultants pop on with this kit special. All right. So if no one has any questions, I hope that this was helpful to you. And once again, we'd love to see you. All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.